Here we go. Welcome to this podcast. I'm your host, Rick Grease. It's your co-host, Ja. What up, Ja?
What it do?
We got a thick little podcast for y'all today. We got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Little thicky.
Podcast
got a donk today.
Yeah, it really do.
You got a donk.
It's Wagon Wednesday, so we're gonna keep with the theme, and we're gonna have a wagon podcast.
Wait, what is Wagon Wednesday?
You never seen that on Twitter? It's called Wagon Wednesday. It's like a lot of females, they just post like pictures of their booty or like videos of walking with their cheeks just bouncing. Basically, if you got a big booty, any kind of booty, little booty, it don't matter. Just post it.
Not the wagon.
Wagon, that's what they call it.
I don't go on Twitter. That's for the lowlives out there.
Twitter's the best
if you're
app.
Out there and you're a Twitter user, you're literally a piece of shit.
I'm a piece of shit because that's the best app in the world. I like it. You can literally find whatever you want on Twitter.
Yes.
But anyway, we wanted to do something a little different today since the past couple of weeks has literally been nothing but police shootings for the past month.
Literally.
Or police murders.
Yeah, let's call it like, first of all, okay, I know we're not getting serious, but let's call it like it is. Police murders.
Police murders.
Not just brutality, not just police shootings. No, these are police straight up murders.
Yeah. So we just want to take a break from that and just do kind of like a more fun-filled podcast with a variety of different topics to try to pique everybody's interest, or, you know, people that are into different things. But before we start, you already know the drill. Get the motherfucking beard oil.
Get this damn podcast candle.
Get the t-shirt. Get my book. Been out 2 years. Get the book. It's $1.99. Get the book.
When's the sequel coming?
I don't do sequels because I don't like cliches. So, but there is brand new book coming in a couple months. Was it July 13th or August 13th? Whatever. I think it's August 13th because it's on a Friday. All my books are released on Friday the 13th. All my books have 3 acts with 6 chapters each. 666. It's a lot of symbols. A lot of books if you all the names and the color mean stuff too. So it's deep. We deep.
If you're a horror fan out there, these are the books to get because you will be possessed. I'm just kidding.
Literally. I was playing. But if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, comment. Watching on Facebook, please like, share, comment. We're gonna get right into it today. It's almost big boy season, summertime, barbecue. I'm big, you big, we love food.
Hey, don't be calling me out like that. I'm skinny.
I'm gonna try to start standing down though. I've been saying that forever, but I'm gonna try. You know what? No, Yoda said, "Do or do not." There is no try. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna prove everybody wrong.
That's right. Okay, look, Star Wars really does have some life lessons right there. Do not. There is no try. Either you do it or you don't.
Use already, so just do it or don't. Okay. But we're gonna start off with two of our. I got it set for you. Just the hell you going?
All right, I found something.
I just want to talk about my favorite things to cook. Some of your Jaw's favorite things to cook. You want to start off, Jaw? With what's your number one favorite thing to cook?
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm going to preface this by saying it has been a while since I've cooked real food because I've been trying to eat healthy for a while. So usually on my cheat days, I don't feel like cooking anymore. I just go grab something. But I will say my number one favorite thing to cook is just pasta in general, like any kind of pasta dish. But my favorite is fettuccine alfredo. It's just like it's so easy. And like people that don't know how to make it homemade, they don't know that it's so simple. And like it tastes way better than any jarred alfredo you could ever get. So easy, so fattening. It is one of the most like.
And
Wait, say it again. You were like silenced now.
It really is fattening. I got the recipe from you on how to make the homemade sauce because that store-bought sauce is like super bland. It's like no seasoning, no nut flavor.
Right. If you get that store-bought, you have to like really doctor it up with like some seasoning, some extra chicken. But it's so like indulgent. It's so easy. So if anybody need pointers on how to make it, hit me up. I can give you the recipe. But basically, it's just you melt your butter, half a stick. So this is how I make it for like one pot of it. I sometimes use half stick butter, sometimes use a full stick, just depends on how fat I'm feeling. And then use about a quart of heavy cream. So once you melt that butter, put some garlic in it. Sometimes I put a little bit of onions in there, cook that in there. Add the heavy cream, heat that up a bit, not till boiling because you don't want to boil it because it can curd, like the cheese and the milk can curd. But just get it hot enough, and then you just shred a block of Parmesan cheese. So I don't use the bag stuff because if you use the shredded Parmesan cheese in the bag, it doesn't melt right. It doesn't melt the same way. But like if you shred that Parmesan cheese and just sprinkle that up in there, woo! I'm telling you.
Really is good. I used to make it all the time. I got the recipe for you, but I changed a little bit from it. I haven't tried it with the onions. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, definitely want to season it too. You put a little. You don't need that much salt because it's already salty because of that cheese. But I put a lot of pepper in mine.
I do too. A lot of pepper, more garlic salt than regular salt, but not too much. And how I differ on mine is I shred my own cheese on there also, but I'll use the powder kind. I forgot what it's called. The Parmesan cheese, like you normally put on spaghetti. I use that kind also with it. It just gives it so much more flavor.
Extra.
But I gotta try the onions. I know that's gonna bring it over the top.
Yeah, like I don't even put that many onions. I just put like a little good amount of onions and saute that in the butter for a bit. Woo! Gives it just like that extra little hint of flavor. And I'll say this isn't another. I know what it is, but it's still pasta. I don't even know what to call it. I got it from Barefoot Contessa, the lady on the Food Network. She's like my second mom. Let's get it. I love her. Anyway, she makes this pasta where it's kind of like Alfredo, but you get spicy Italian sausage, like the already ground up one. Cook that, and then put in some tomato paste, like half a can of tomato paste, and some white wine, like about a cup of white wine. Heat that up, and then you put in some heavy cream or half and half. I think the recipe calls for half and half, but I put in heavy cream. I mean, just gonna be better. And then Parmesan cheese. So it's kind of like almost like a tomatoey wine flavored Alfredo sauce. Woo! Let me tell you, that is to me is even better than Alfredo. It's so bomb.
Jinx, finish poke on me coke.
Oh.
Anyway. One of my favorite things to cook, I love tacos, like literally any kind of tacos. I am completely obsessed with burrito tacos. Like, what was it, for like a 2-month period? I made it like every weekend. It was like overboard. It really is, but it's so good. Like, to me, it's just some of the best flavor I've ever tasted. And there's like so many different types of recipes out there. One of the first ones I saw is pretty much what I usually do. But I just saw another one on YouTube the other day. Literally, I didn't even type for it. It just came across my like suggested videos to watch, and I could taste the tacos through the video. It looks so good. I got to try it.
Right.
But well, go ahead.
Oh, so if anyone out there watching doesn't know what birria tacos are, they made it kind of popular, kind of viral. So you might have seen photos of it. But it's like tacos made with like a shredded beef. Like you'll get into the recipe, but it's like shredded meat, and the tortilla is fried with cheese and meat inside, and so it gets to just all ooey gooey, and then you dip it in the broth that the meat cooks in. Yeah, I'm telling you, it will change your effing life. It is so good. They definitely look. I love tacos too, all types of tacos. Those take the cake for the best type of taco I've ever had in my life.
No, it really is. The flavor is crazy. And I first saw them on TikTok. I never even heard of them until I saw it like on TikTok on a whole bunch of videos. And I saw the broth they call, what's it called? Consomme?
Consomme, yeah.
I was like, dang, that looks so good. I bet you that tastes good. So I started coming across videos on TikTok where people were making them. And I had to try the recipe. So what I use is I forgot what the peppers are called. Dang it. Because you can use like so many different types of peppers. What's it called? You know what I'm talking about? The big, huge, like maroon type ones. Yeah. What are they called?
So I made them. I only made them once. I need to make them more, but I know you use like Anaheim peppers. I think some of them, and then guajillo.
Guajillo pepper.
Yeah. There's the recipe I use like 4 or 5 different types of peppers.
Okay, see, I only use that kind. I use like 3 or 4 of those. I'll take all the seeds out, and then the recipe I saw said to boil them.
Yeah.
Until they like kind of pump up, and then I'll put those in a blender, and then I get a little can of chipotle peppers and adobe sauce, and then I get two of those, mix it in there with the blender, and then use seasonings. I use like pepper, salt, garlic salt, oregano, a little bit of white wine vinegar. What else is in
Just a big mixture of spices.
there? I can post a recipe on Facebook, but basically, once I get all those seasonings and the peppers and everything set, then I blend those up. And then the way on the video I saw, they actually get the meat once they cut it up. They put the sauce in with the meat. They let it marinate at least for like 4 hours overnight, or if you want to do it overnight, it just enhances the flavor. And then in your separate pot, you get your broth. You put that in there. You get some cinnamon sticks and bay leaves. And then you get a pan. You saute some onions right until they're caramelizing. And I add a little bit of jalapeno in there too because I love spicy stuff. And then you dump all that inside the broth. Then they cook the way they did on the video. I saw they dumped the meat that was marinating with the pepper sauce. They put all that stuff in the broth too and let it slow cook for like 4 hours minimum. And then once you get it out, you just like separate the meat and everything like that. And then you get your taco shells, your corn tortilla shells. You dip it in the broth, and then they lightly fry it. You put your meat in there, your cheese on top, and then let it cook good enough. Flip it to the other side, let it cook in there too, and then you get a cup of the broth. You just dip it in a cup or pour it in a little bowl or whatever you want to use.
Make sure you put some onions and cilantro in that broth too.
I'll cut some limes up too, and I'll pour some lime juice in there. And then you just get the biggest dip of your taco inside of there and just eat it. It's like the best flavor I've ever tasted. And then when I get done, I drink the consomme too. I don't care. I drink the broth. It's so good. And the thing, you use so many different meals. I came across another one where they'll save the broth and the meat and everything. They'll cook some ramen noodles, but don't use the seasoning that comes with it. Once you get done cooking the noodles, you just pour the broth and the meat in there with it. Put some more cilantro and onion on it. Oh my god, it's so good.
I mean, it's basically just soup, so you can really eat that with almost anything. You can put anything up in that mug. Yeah. Next time I make it, so the first time I made it like a big batch. But next time I make it, I know it's not gonna be that huge of a batch. I'm gonna put it in my Ninja Foodie pressure cooker.
That's something good.
Because that way you don't have to cook it all day, and it tastes the same as if you do. I don't know if anyone out there has a pressure cooker, but like it cuts down the time in like a third of the time, cook time for stuff like that, and it end up tasting the same, if not better too. Woo! That's gonna be bomb.
Yeah, one of those process. I love eating them, but I hate making them because I'll start like early, or like if I want to marinate the meat overnight, I'll do it on Friday night before I go to bed. Let it marinate overnight, and then Saturday it's pretty much cooking from the time I get up to around 1 o'clock or so. Before then, I'll start frying the shells and all that, cutting up the meat, frying the shells, and then time you eat it's like 2-3 o'clock. So it's like an all day thing, but it's so worth it though, man. Oh, best.
Amazing.
The other thing that I love cooking steaks, any type of steaks, but specifically New York strip steaks or tomahawk steaks. I don't know if you ever had a tomahawk steak, but it will change your life.
What's a tomahawk steak?
Big axe. It's just a big bone. It has the big, huge steak on top. Like I get it at Sam's Club. It's usually about $30 per steak. And I got a whole bunch of different type of steak seasonings. I got a buttery steakhouse seasoning that I use. Then I have a one called Steak Maker that I got from this steak shop out in Mansfield that my best friend goes to. And then just some pepper and some salt. I haven't tried it yet, but I got to do it with the mustard because I've seen them on TikTok like that too. They'll rub everything, the steak and mustard, and then put the seasoning stuff on, let it marinate. And then if you want to, I've never cooked on the grill before, but since I have my little charcoal grill out there now, I plan on doing that soon. Normally I've cooked it twice before, and I did it in the stove. I have an iron cast skillet that I'll cook it in on a low temperature for about 200 degrees for about probably 15 to 20 minutes, since it's thick, because it's like this thick. And then once I get done, I'll have the eye already on high temperature. So then I'll take the iron cast skillet out, put it right on top. And then I got the garlic butter that I get from HEB. Throw that on top. Just let it cook. Get that crust. Flip it over. Do the same thing. Oh my god, it's the most tender steak I've ever tasted in my life.
And the way to eat a steak, every guy, boys and girls, the way to eat a steak is medium rare.
The only way.
The only way. If you're out there and you eat a well done steak, you are a piece of shit. I'm not even kidding. I'm just playing.
The steak is just so nasty. It's like all hard and shit. Your jaw be all swole
Why,
when you get done eating.
why would you eat it? Like, why would you order an expensive item to have to chew it for 10 minutes and not even taste anything?
Taking away all the flavor by cooking it well done. It's all dry. Don't nobody want no dry steak. It's so gross. That's why they invented A1 steak sauce for people who eat well done steaks. Because if you eat medium rare, you don't need no sauce.
You don't need
Hell,
it.
you don't
It's so good, but you don't need it. So yeah, this is what I'm saying. If you like well done steak only, you are a piece of shit. Just kidding. I had a few things I had something else I was gonna say is my other thing I like to cook, but I'm gonna switch it up and something I like to bake, which I'm not really much of a baker. It's not my thing. But my new favorite thing to bake is chocolate chip cookies. So I found this recipe. I think it's called sallysbakingaddiction.com. Woo, let me tell you, for Christmas, I restarted the tradition that we used to do when we were little, always having chocolate chip cookies. But let me tell you, this recipe is bomb. It makes like the fattest cookies too. Because you get like, I think it's like maybe a 3 tablespoon scoop of dough. And the way she has it on her recipe is like you kind of form it into like a ball that kind of sticks up. So it's kind of like a cone. So that way when it flattens out where it's all thick. Woo! Let me tell you, I was hurt. I ate so many cookies.
See, I can't bake to save my life, so I don't even touch that. I tried doing that for Christmas, making my own cookies at home. Negative cookies turned out like them little biscuits on The Conjuring 2. I could.
Let me tell you, I'll give you this recipe, and I guarantee you it's foolproof. It's super easy. And the thing about cookies is you don't have to wait for them to bake all the way, because cookies are supposed to be gooey. So you only bake those for like 12 minutes, 12, 13 minutes. Ooh, I am telling you.
Oh, one more thing. I didn't have this on my list, but one of my favorite things to cook, and I have not cooked it in probably years. One of our favorite dishes from our people, our true people, some sauerkraut and dumplings.
Oh.
Dumplings. Oh my god! If y'all know what dumplings is, it's basically just a big ball of dough, and you just cook it. You fry it, you cut it up in little like squares or whatever you want to call it, and then you just fry them with some butter,
So
put some sauerkraut on it, steak with it. Oh my gosh!
The dough is literally a bunch of flour, a little bit of baking powder, milk, and a couple eggs, and you just make like a dough out of it until it's kind of like not even sticky, but kind of like has a little bit of like pull apart. We roll it into balls, put it in boiling water, wait for them to float. Then that's how you know they're done because they have to float. And then you cool them off for a bit, cut them up in like potato bite sizes. They look like little potatoes almost. Put those in a pan with a little bit of oil or butter, just a little seasoning. I don't even need nothing with them.
It's so good.
I don't need nothing. You can just eat the dough like that.
Saturday, so I'll make it with eggs sometimes too. When I used to do it, but it's been probably like 2 years since I made it. But it's so fun because it's dough, so that's why I don't do it very much. But
I haven't had it with sauerkraut in forever.
You get to that sauerkraut from Slovacek's. Oh my god!
Do you cook it with the pork, or do you just put it straight on there?
Pork. I could, but I usually do it with. I'll get like a New York strip steak because that's like my favorite cut of meat. So I'll do a New York strip and just do dumplings on the side, or sometimes I'll cut the steak up when I get done cooking it, and then make some eggs with it, and just do like a dumpling bowl. It's so good.
Not the dumpling bowl. No, okay. I remember there was one that mom used to make. Oh, she would cook like chicken. It was like kind of grilled, but like no, it was like baked chicken in the oven, but then like she would make a gravy in that same pan while it's cooking with like a little butter and onions. Woo, that dish was good. But I like doing it with like making chicken or steak, like little chicken fried steak kind of pieces with white gravy.
That sounds good.
Homemade white gravy on them dumplings. Let me tell you, I became a dumpling.
Yeah, don't eat too many because when you take your first bite of dumpling, you'll literally feel it like moving through your veins.
I became a damn dumpling. Okay.
But anyway, moving on from the food.
Moving
something
on.
something I like. That's why I say this is a thick podcast. We got a lot to go through.
Welcome to Big Bitch Food Talk. That's gonna be our second podcast, Big Bitch Food Talk. Just kidding.
Something I like to do. I get bored a lot with my appearance, so that's why over the years, if you really know me, you see literally like every 3 to 6 months, I'll have a new hairstyle or a new hair color or a new piercing or something different. I like to just change stuff up and not stay the same. That goes for mental or physical appearance and like mentally. I like to learn new stuff all the time. So I wanted to come up with a list. I had a huge list of things that you can do to if you want to give yourself like a makeover or a new look, or just make yourself feel fresh. If you're trying to, since people vaccinated in summertime, summer 21, we're gonna be out here.
We had a wasted summer last year.
So,
look, 2020 was such a wasted year.
It really is.
Makes
Never
me
get. I shortened the list just to save time, but I wanted to do my top 2 ways that you can change your appearance. Number 1, obviously, is hairstyle. That comes from like whatever different style you want to do. If you want to change your color, I've had it all. I've had black hair, brown hair, blonde hair, red hair, dreads, bald, fade, curls, coils, afros, corn. Like, I've had it all.
When'd you have red hair?
When I had my dreads, it was probably back in 2016, April 2016. Yeah, I did them red. I just like to do different things. I get bored with it, and I don't want people to get used to. I like to like keep people on the edge, and plus I just like to see people's reactions. I don't want to tell anybody. I'll just literally wake up. My wife tell you I'll have like dreads one day, and then she'll wake up in the morning on a Saturday, and I'm like completely bald. She's like, "What the?"
You just do that on purpose. You just try to get a rise. You're bored.
It's just funny to me. Hair grows like abnormally fast, so it ain't really no thing. You see how quick this grew. So I'm about to get it in braids. So it's gonna be. I'm taking y'all back to 2001.
Remind me of that picture of you when you're little at the little piano.
Oh, with the little
afro. You should please find that photo and put it on the next podcast or after the thing.
I'll do it on the next podcast. And then number 2, something that I feel is another way to alter your appearance, like in a huge way. Obviously, to me, is piercings. I know I started with the earrings. I've been trying to have earrings since I was like 8 years old. Earrings definitely help. Yeah, you see the nose ring, then the septum ring. The septum ring is a big one. Some people want to get the ears or the eyebrows. I got them all. I got an eyebrow, nose, septum, earring.
Right now.
Huh?
What earring do you have on right now?
It's like a lightning bolt.
Oh, where'd you get that?
On Amazon.
Okay. I got these on Amazon too.
I got all my jewelry on Amazon.
It's like gold. The diamond.
That's nice. It's thick.
I know. See, like for me, like I really do like earrings, but I don't like it when they're small. I like when they're big enough where you can see. Because what's the point if they're so tiny you can't even see it?
Yeah, I normally pretty much from the time I first got my ear pierced when I was 16, I had earrings like that or the diamonds. This is the first time I've ever worn like something that dangles like that. I've never even worn the hoop earrings before until last year, and then I switched that to these when I saw them.
I got some hoops, but like they're so small. They're called huggies, where they like hug your ear. But I can't find any on Amazon that like have a bigger hoop. So if anyone knows where to find them, please let me know. And I don't like the hoops that are skinny. I like it to be like a thick hoop. Yeah, I hear.
Me, like I do this stuff because I like how it looks, number 1, and then number 2, it just makes you stand out from regular people. So many people have like the same bland bald fade haircut and like nothing else going for them. I like stand out from the crowd. I know a lot of people wear masks now and you can't really see none of that stuff, but once the mask come off, it attracts a lot of attention if that's what you're looking for, or if you just want to look exotic and like different. I don't like having the same stuff that other people do or anything like that.
I
like to.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Don't mean to like take over your thing, but like that's true what you're saying. Like, not everyone likes to stand out, but it does help your look if you at least have one little thing that is kind of you. Like find a signature, because like even this chain, I wear this chain with pretty much every outfit. I get stopped literally almost every day. Just someone talking about my chain. Like that, where'd you get that chain? Oh, that's a cool chain. That's nice. Is that real? Is it heavy? Let me feel it. And like some people literally come up and just touch it. I'm like, wait. Don't be touching.
Oh, that's because of people. And oh, let me see. Let me put your jewelry on. Like you will get an elbow.
She died.
Uh,
Anyway.
yeah, when I have my dreads, that's like literally every time. It didn't matter if it was man, woman, child. Somebody was always wherever I'm at, gas station, the grocery store, the mall, at a bar, like anywhere. They would be, oh man, your hair is so cool. How long you been growing your hair? Or if I had contacts on, I always have like a weird color contact that people normally don't have. My necklaces, you always see me with jewelry with necklaces, watches, rings, stuff like that. Now my new thing is shoes. I got some crazy ass tennis shoes that just pop out and stand out that not a lot of people wear from Nike, and it's like different colors and different designs and stuff. It's pretty exotic. So one of them even glow in the dark. Like there's so a lot of people they're like, oh man, where do you get those and stuff like that. It's just funny. So what do you have that you feel could help with recover?
Yeah, so first of all, good tips. Those are some very good tips. I would say my first thing that would definitely is a good tip to change your appearance is dye. Just dye. It'll change, it will change how you look. I'm just playing. No, my first thing is skincare. I'm a big like advocate for skincare. I think everyone should get into it. You don't have to buy expensive products. You can find stuff that's in your price range or whatever you're looking for. But I definitely do think it makes a difference. Like once you have to wait it out about 30 days. They say that's when products take full effect. But you will notice a difference. Like your skin will have more elasticity, have more of a glow. You can fight off wrinkles for a long time, minimize pores, just whatever you want to do. So my first thing in your skincare routine, cleanse your skin in the shower. Or actually, they say not to do it in the shower. Do it like in the sink because shower water is like really drying. Yeah, but I mean, I still use shower water. I don't care. So like spritz your face with a little bit of water. Then you want to go in with the essence. This makes your skin real plump, real like you can really tell it like adds like a good plumpness to it, hydrates it, and then everything you use after that is gonna work like double time. And then just put on moisturizer, any serums. They have so many different serums for like wrinkles, hydration, under cream. Like really, you just need the basics. Really, you don't have to get too intense. So that's definitely a good makeover. People are like, "Oh, what's wrong with you? Oh, what happened to you? Are you pregnant? You have such a glow." I'm just kidding. Like I get asked if I'm pregnant. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But as you can see, I have this glowing skin because of skincare. My second thing, what did you say?
Where'd you get?
Mostly Sephora, where we get skincare. Or Amazon has nice stuff too, like this essence right here. From Amazon, it's like $17. This will last you months because you're only doing like 3 little pumps a day, or morning and night. And then I would say, like another good tip. It kind of plays into what we were just talking about, but not necessarily your accessories, but like your clothing. Okay. So a lot of people walk around with like the same drab outfits, or they don't really take much time to really consider what they're wearing. Take time to put pride in your appearance. You don't even have to change up your style. Just know it works best for your body. First of all, that's the most important thing to me. Is to wear stuff that's right for your effing body. I mean, you can watch shows like Queer Eye or What Not to Wear, that show back in the day. Like it kind of teaches you basics on how to dress your body type. So that's the foundation. And then like play it up. Buy some fun, goofy things. Buy some cool, sleek fashion. Sometimes you don't even know what you like until you try it on. Like you might see something and think it looks ugly until you try it on. You're like, oh, this is me. This fits. So I say do that.
Yeah, and these tips are for men and women. Anybody can use these tips. I forgot what else I was about to say. It was something else I wanted to add to that you said before. Fellas, please get you a nice smelling cologne. Not no cheap stuff. Get you some good stuff. It makes a difference.
No Axe body spray, please.
It makes a difference. I got some Versace. Man, I love the smell of it. Like I don't go anywhere without spraying it on. Even when I'm just at home, when I'm taking a shower, I get out the shower, I spray me one right here, on my arms, on my back, because I want my walk past air to smell good.
Right. Is it this one? This Versace one?
It's a big tall. It's like a light blue, but it's like a big, huge, tall can.
I think it's this one.
I'll have to show you too when I get inside.
Yeah, I spray, you spray the neck and then your heat point, your wrist, and then this part is what they say too.
Do all that. Yeah. Trust me, it makes a difference. Because you'll comments on how good you smell too. You'll turn heads for that too. If you're smelling good, look good, people gonna be staring at you like in shock and awe if they see you with a crazy hairstyle or hair color and jewelry on and piercings and shoes and clothes. And you smell good.
I mean, this stuff really does help though. Like it makes you feel better.
This is just basic stuff. It's not like you got to do anything extra. This is like this should be basic stuff for every human.
Exactly.
So, but anyway, moving on to the next topic. And I guess this kind of plays in with the makeover because it's like more of a mental side. Because makeovers are more than just physical appearance. You can completely remake your mindset or just how you look at things, your perception of things based on like what type of books and stuff you read. So one of my favorite books to read is called Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life with NLP. And if you don't know what NLP is, it stands for I cannot say that word to save my life.
Stands for no.
Linguistic programming. So I have a book that I got like years ago on that. I'm trying to reread it again because I read it a long time ago. But it was one of my favorite books, and it basically just teaches you like the way you phrase stuff, the way you say things. I guess it's kind of like self-affirmation stuff, but you can use this in like regular conversation. It's kind of like a form of like hypnosis, I guess you can say. And the stuff works. It does make a difference. Advertisements use it all the time, the way they word things, the way politicians word things. Everybody does it. So if you're interested in that, that's something you can Google. There's tons of information on what it is, and it'll teach you how to do it. You don't even have to spend money on a book. You can Google is free, the internet is free. Use it to your advantage. Knowledge is out there. You can literally learn anything you want to learn. Did you have a book that's a favorite of yours or something you like to read?
Yeah, so I'm not much of a reader, but there is a book by Eckhart Tolle called A New Earth. He also has one called The Power of Now, but I haven't got that one. But A New Earth kind of just plays into like almost the same thing that Power of Now does, but it just kind of expounds upon it. And it kind of plays into your book in a way because it's about living a mindful life. So being mindful of your thoughts and your words, and like just let you know that your thoughts, you're not your thoughts. So like any thought you have is just a thought. Like it just teaches you mindfulness about what thoughts you're having. Teaches about ego. Like there's so much more. Like it expands upon the ego, like connecting to an energy source in your life. Living in the now instead of worrying about the what ifs, because that's what leads to a lot of unhappiness. You learn how to accept any moment that you're given in life and just make the best of it. So that's my suggestion.
Yeah, that sounds like a good one. I'm gonna have to check that out. One that I haven't read it yet, but I've seen so many quotes and read so many quotes from it. Is I don't know how to pronounce his name. I want to say it's Shinzu or Shunzu. It's called The Art of War. I know it's a very popular book. There's so many like this information there that you can like live by and learn and stuff. So I definitely want to check that out. But moving on, finally, it has begun. It happened.
It has begun.
Loved it. I'm gonna let you handle the review. What did you think of the movie? Or
the new Mortal Kombat? Well, you go. Okay, you go first.
Okay. Well, I don't want to give spoilers. I like the movie. I really didn't have any problems with it except for the corny one-liners that happened. And like to me, the action was really good. The fight scenes are incredible. We finally had blood in a Mortal Kombat movie.
Finally. The one thing that makes Mortal Kombat stand apart the most from any other fighting game is finally in the movie.
Yes. I was very happy with it. I was not disappointed or let down. I've watched it like 3 times since it came out. I
Yeah,
love
I've seen it twice so far.
it.
I might watch it again this week though.
I think I am too.
It's pretty fun. I mean, yeah, for the most part, I was happy with the two. Like with the movie, like Mortal Kombat, like not necessarily put your standards away, but at the same time, for a movie like Mortal Kombat, you have to know what you're getting into anyway. Like they can make it character driven, but it's not a character driven story where you're like getting to know like the backstories and like their inner thoughts. Like it's focusing on like the mythology and like the supernatural powers
Yeah.
of these fighters. So going to it and expecting that, like it was pretty good for the most part. There are some things I had issues with. Like you said, there are some parts that are overly corny. It's like I think it's more like if you really look at Mortal Kombat, it's like a mix of like serious like darkness meets gore meets like silliness at the same time. Like it's still really silly and over the top, but like there's sometimes in the movie where like that's a little like cringy. It wasn't even like it wasn't even like goofy. It was just straight up cringe.
Yeah, there's a couple moments like that, and I was just like, really? I just rolled my eyes to myself. But I was not. I mean, Mortal Kombat's never going to win an Academy Award or an Oscar or a
I
Golden
know.
Globe. I mean, it's really just a movie about people fighting in a tournament to save Earth.
Right.
I mean, you don't need to go into personal.
And like there's so many characters, like you can't go into every single character's life. You know what I mean? There's so many they have.
Yeah,
I would also say the character of Cole, while not bad, I still don't get the need for it. We don't need a new made up character when you have all these other characters.
it's a pet peeve of mine in video games that are turned into movies because they did it with Resident Evil with Alice
Alice,
characters
like,
as main character that weren't in the game, having nothing to do with the game.
I know.
It's like why?
It's like why'd you make the movie based on the game then? You
Yeah.
know.
So, but I don't want to give away any spoilers, but it was good. They have some really good fight scenes, and that brings us to a point, or for our next topic, just a real quick one for y'all, of some of our favorite fight scenes in action movies. Um, I'll let you start because one of mine is one of yours.
Oh wait, which one?
The Raid 2
Oh,
Redemption,
okay.
like one of the best martial art movies I've
Right.
ever seen. And I actually seen the second one before I seen the original.
Oh
So
really?
yeah, maybe that could be why I like it more. But man, the fight scenes are oh my god, it's beautifully choreographed.
Yeah, I have the right here, the Raid Collection 1 and 2. This is like the epitome of like martial arts choreography in a movie, like nonstop, and like each fight is so intense and like so real. Like you can really feel like the pain that they're both going, like each fighter's going through, and just so intense. Like I can't really pick a favorite. I like them the same, but they are very different movies. I was the first one's like faster paced, like in the sense that it's just based on one setting.
Yeah,
The story is just based on that one setting. But then the raid isn't slow, but has more of a story to tell.
yeah,
I mean, the raid part two, yeah,
yeah. The first one is just like complete nonstop action, like from start to finish.
yeah,
Karate movies or martial arts movies, this is for you. Please
yeah.
watch it.
And the raid two is like this. I feel like the last hour is nonstop, and before that, it's like story fight, but it's all like pretty engaging too. It's suspenseful.
Yeah,
Okay, and then I'm going to present some of my other favorite martial arts movies. Since we're in the martial arts mood because Mortal Kombat. The first one, I don't know if you've heard of this, but it's called Iron Monkey.
is that what Chapman Fat?
No,
I mean, I'm thinking something else. Then
I don't know the actor's name.
okay, I'm thinking
But
something.
yeah, this was made in like '93 or something like that. If you really like a goofy martial arts movie, this is a movie for you. Like, so this is not serious. It's kind of a comedy. It's a lot of the comedy is like stupid humor too. So like if you watch that, go in expecting like dumb humor, but it does have good fights. The story's kind of like imagine like Robin Hood, but kung fu.
Okay,
I think it's based off of old like Chinese folklore though. And then the next one, I have a Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
that's a classic.
Like this movie, like no matter how many times I watch it, I just like I get so swept away in the story. I like want to cry. I want to laugh. Like The only flaws of that movie is I feel like they do that flying too much.
Yeah, that's the only thing I had with that movie too. Is
Like over time, I've accepted that style because it's like an entirely different genre
mm,
in like Hong Kong Chinese movies, is to have like all that like the flying and like the romance and everything like that. So I just understand like okay, they're not trying to be realistic, but towards the end of that movie they do a little bit too much. But the first fight and chase scene and then like that last fight in the movie, epic. So
yeah.
and then like, it has like a good story and good themes of like roles that are placed on women, like unfair treatment back in the day. Anyway, and then my last one is The Matrix.
I watched that movie so many times. The whole series, really, but mainly the first one.
That
Like,
first one is an effing masterpiece. I'm telling you, if anyone's out there and haven't seen The Matrix, you're a piece of shit. I'm just kidding.
please catch up before the end of this year because the Matrix 4 comes out. So
Catch up.
or
Seriously.
rest your
The
mind.
Matrix, like is the perfect mix of like a story and like philosophy meets action. So it's not all kung fu martial arts, so it's kind of like twisting the rules a bit here. But the fights that they do have are amazing, intense, and like I don't know, I don't know how else to word it. Like they're so intense.
Yeah, that movie is. I just love it. Not only because of the action, but just some of the
The
dialogue, the
philosophy.
movie, the concepts and stuff like that. It's just
Yeah.
this movie to me is a documentary on life.
It really kind of is though. Like a lot of stuff, you're like, huh, this doesn't seem that too far fetched.
And I've probably seen it, like no joke, at least 50 times. And every time it's like you kind of catch new things that you didn't catch
Yeah.
before the last time you watch it. So that's why I love rewatching movies like
And let me tell you, I got this in 4K, bitch.
that.
I am in the when I watch this movie, I feel like I'm in the Matrix. The quality is that good.
I need to see it in 4K. They don't have it. I know. I think they have it on Netflix still, but it's not in 4K. But yeah, I need to see that. But anyway, moving on to our last topic. I know we don't do sports a whole bunch on this podcast, and the NFL draft, my favorite time of the year, my favorite event is starting tomorrow for the first night. So instead of going through a whole 32 team mock draft, I just want to do a top 10 real quick. And number one, the number one pick in the draft, as a lot of people know, is the Jacksonville Jaguars. I have them getting mostly everybody's number one ranked quarterback, Trevor Lawrence from Clemson. That's pretty much a gimme. Number two, the New York Jets. They need a quarterback too because they just traded away theirs and they got a new coach. So I got them getting Zach Wilson from BYU. And number three, San Francisco 49ers. I hope they don't pick this guy, but there's a lot of talk of them getting him, and I just don't see why because he's not. I don't even have him ranked as a first round talent, but okay. The NFL loves him for some reason. His name's Mac Jones. He's a quarterback from Alabama. I got him going to the 49ers at number three. Number four, my favorite quarterback in the draft. I got Atlanta, even though they have Pro Bowl quarterback Matt Ryan. I have them drafting a quarterback, Justin Fields from Ohio State. Just because he's the best player on the board, at least on my board. He's the best talent. Matt Ryan's like 35, 36 years old. It's about time to start looking towards the future. Plus, it's a hometown kid. He's from Georgia. Started off his career at University of Georgia before he transferred to Ohio State. Number five, the Cincinnati Bengals. They drafted their quarterback last year, and the best receiver in the draft is his teammate. He wants the teammate, but he just tore his ACL last season playing behind a horrible offensive line. I know their first round pick last year was the offensive tackle. He was hurt, but he'll be back. So I still have them picking the best offensive tackle in this draft on a lot of people's boards. His name is Penei Sewell. To protect Joe Burrow. You got to protect the investment, protect your franchise. I don't care if you have a great receiver. If you can't block, you ain't getting the ball to him. So all starts up front with the big boys. Number six, Miami Dolphins. I have them getting my actually number one ranked tackle, Rashawn Slater from Northwestern. They have holes on the offensive line, so to me, he's the top rated player left at that position and out of all the prospects. Number seven, finally got the first receiver off the board. The Detroit Lions. They lost both of their starting receivers. They lost Kenny Golladay to the Giants, and Marvin Jones, he's no longer on the team. So they literally have nobody to throw the ball to out wide. So I have them getting Jamar Chase from LSU. Number 8, one of my favorite player we talked about last week with the sus position name, tight end, Kyle from University of Florida. I got him going to the Carolina Panthers to give Sam Darnold no excuses. They just traded to get him from the New York Jets. They got his former receiver, Robbie Anderson. They got DJ Moore, one of the best young receivers in the NFL. The best running back, Christian McCaffrey. They need an offensive lineman. There's no one going or there since the top 2 are gone. So Kyle Pitts, best player available. Sam Darnold has no excuses. You got all the weapons in the world. Figure it out. Number 9, the Denver Broncos. There's really no offensive player worth the pick at that position. They don't need receivers because they're completely loaded. They don't need tight ends. They could use some offensive line help, but there's nobody worth that pick.
So tight ends.
They already have 2 good tight ends.
So they're good with loose ends.
They're never having enough good I have them going defense and getting the top corner on a lot of people's board, Patrick Surtain, to fill their needs in the secondary. And then number 10, one of my teams, the Dallas Cowboys. In real life, I'm hoping and praying that Kyle Pitts, that tight end, falls to them, or they trade up and get him, but I don't see it happening. So I have them going with my number 1 ranked corner from South Carolina, J.C. Horn, because they have no corners they need on their squad right now. They let Byron Jones go 2 years ago to the Dolphins because they didn't want to pay him, and they just don't have anybody there. Their offense is already loaded. They could use offensive line help too, but there's nobody there worth the 10th pick. So J.C. Horn, go get him. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Texas time is the round 1, just the first round. Friday, I think it starts at 6 p.m. Texas time, and that's rounds 2 and 3. And then Saturday, I'm not sure what time it starts. It's like early in the morning at 9 or 10 our time. And that'll be rounds 4 through 7. So if you love football, you love the NFL draft, stay tuned. It's going to be a crazy weekend. The first round never disappoints. There's probably going to be tons of trades, and it's unpredictable. And it's pretty useless to even do these mock drafts, but it's just for fun. But they never end up how people think. So that was it. That's all I got for today. I told y'all this is a thick ass episode. We 47 minutes deep into this. We're gonna go and end it right now.
Here's a thickie.
Yeah, it was a biggie. It was a big goal. But YouTube, please like, please subscribe, comment. If you're watching on Facebook, please do the same thing. Got suggestions, please let us know. We love to hear.
Let us know in the comments. Hope you guys like this one. Not talking about nothing serious, just just kicking it.
Yeah, we don't want to force the issue, keep talking about the same things over and over because there ain't no news out there. So next week we got a fun episode cooked up for y'all. So literally. Hopefully y'all love it. Celebrating the Cinco de Mayo. Let's go.
Hey.
But that's gonna be it for today. I'm your host, Rick Grease. This is your co-host, Ja. We out of here.
Bye. Watch Black is King on Disney Plus.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.